there, good morning, and welcome to Wasabi's live stream of the 15th annual Run to Home Base from historic Fenway Park. I'm Janice Smith. I'm the Senior Sponsorships and Events Manager at Wasabi, and I'll be acting as the host for today's live stream here in the Wasabi NESN Studio. Today we're excited to chat with some folks from the Home Base organization, NESN, the United Veteran Benefits Agency, and Wasabi. But first, why are we here? What is the Run to Home Base? The Run to Home Base is a 9K run or 5K run walk through Boston, beginning here at Fenway Park and ending for those who run and walk with the unforgettable experience of crossing home base. The run is a partnership between the Home Base organization, the Boston Red Sox, the Red Sox Foundation, and Massachusetts General Hospital. And it's the Red Sox Foundation's largest annual fundraiser that provides vital funds for the clinical care and support for veterans and their families. The Run to Home Base is actually my favorite event of the year. This is Wasabi's third year that we participate in the run, and we have volunteers, runners, walkers, and each year we've done this, we've gotten more and more people involved, and this year we've had 22 race participants and 8 volunteers, so it's pretty cool because it speaks to the excitement for Wasabi to be in support of such an esteemed cause. So let's get started. Today I'd like to welcome Mike Allard, who is the COO and one of the founding members of Home Base Organization. Mike has been a healthcare leader for over 25 years, and again, he's a founding member of the Home Base Organization, and has been inspired to support family members who have suffered through the invisible wounds of war, and tragically one that was taken by suicide. So like to welcome you, Mike.
Thank you.
Congratulations on a stellar weather day. Good job. Congratulations on a successful run to home base. And from what I hear, the fundraising amounts have been exceeding all expectations. So welcome and congratulations on the 15th year.
Thank you.
Can you tell us more about the run and how it's evolved over the years?
Yeah. I got to say, having done this for 15 years, I couldn't be more enheartened and just excited to see that we are such a patriotic community. And you'd think after 15 years, people wouldn't want to come back. But we had our best turnout ever in that 15 years, and we've had our best fundraising ever. And at today's count, and there's still support's coming in, we're at $3.3 million. That's all going to the care of veterans and their family members. So it's an extraordinary community, and I couldn't be more grateful for the Red Sox and NESN and everybody who's been a part of this, because it gives you that faith that we really cherish our veterans and families.
100%, and congratulations. Those numbers are phenomenal. I think last year they came just around 3, and now I believe also that there's a 50-50 fundraiser, which we can get to in a moment. But in addition to, maybe you can just speak a little bit to what some of the services are that Home Base provides.
Yeah, so Home Base is a national nonprofit, and sometimes actually international, because we serve U.S. veterans and their families no matter where they live in the world. And our mission is to heal the invisible wounds of war, which is really more commonly known as PTSD or traumatic brain injury or other associated mental health challenges. And for us, we're too cognizant of the fact that since 9/11, we've had over 7,000 who have been killed in combat. In that same time period, we've had over 150,000 who've died by suicide. So our men and women are coming home, and they are facing greater challenges. And so at Home Base, we design clinical programs to meet them where they are. And so those include for our folks in New England, an outpatient clinic, but also we have particular programs that are that national or international basis, in which we design a 2-week intensive clinical program that compresses 2 years worth of treatment into those 2 weeks. People come in with a severe level of PTSD. They're coming out with mild or subdiagnosable levels, and they're maintaining those years out. And we track all of that as we go along. In addition to that, we provide for our special operations community members particular program focused on both brain injury and polytrauma. And you think about polytrauma, it's really like all the aches and pains that those men and now women are going through that have taken on a toll for our special operations community, who are very, very active right now. So we design all of this, and all of the funds that are raised go so that we can fly folks in, we can lodge them, provide them meals, and of course all of the clinical care at no cost.
It's amazing. It's really, it's God's work, for sure. And you sort of touched on women a little bit yesterday. You had an all-star forum in person, and it was live streamed. I watched it. It was really quite inspirational. So I know that women in service is the theme for this year.
Yes.
So maybe you can speak to that a little bit more.
Yeah, at home base, one of the principal goals since the beginning has been to try and understand what are the barriers to getting to care, and within that there are different subpopulations that have had even more challenges. And so a number of years ago we honored our Vietnam veterans, and 2 years ago we had honored our Black veterans. This year we're so proud to honor our women veterans, and you know, women veterans in active duty today constitutes about 17% of our total armed services. And they are the fastest rising population of our military. And yet we know that healthcare is so behind in actually understanding what it means to serve as a woman today, and the particular types of care that they really are required and should be standard across that. So home base is not only honored to honor our women, but we've designed programs that are specifically focused on their needs. So 17% active duty. Proud to say over 20% of our patients are women, and women come in through our outpatient programs, through that 2-week program, but we on a regular basis. But we've also designed specific female cohorts that we offer, so that it's an option for them if they want to just be able to heal together with other women. So you know, I'm proud of our clinical team. They really try to understand the individual and who they are and their backgrounds, and that of course includes, you know, their gender.
Yeah, I was watching the live stream yesterday and was just blown away by just things, you know, as a woman, I wouldn't have thought, you know, how different for serving members, how different their experience is in the field than it is for a man. And it was really quite eye-opening, and what an all-star panel literally you had yesterday. So it was really quite inspiring to watch and listen.
Yeah, they were amazing people. Absolutely, very inspiring.
Absolutely. So what's next for home base? What's coming up? What new initiatives are on the way?
Yeah, we a couple of new exciting initiatives for us. You know, one of the things actually through our special operations program that we discovered in designing that, and we've had about 600 special operators come through the program since we opened it up in 2019. They came in principally because they felt like they had traumatic brain injury, and nearly all of them did. But 18 of that 600, sadly, actually had cancer. They had the above the neck tumors, and we know within the veteran community, one of the biggest concerns out there is around the toxic exposures that our men and women have faced when they've been deployed into very challenging environments. So together with the MGB Cancer Center, we've designed some early detection modules so that people who are coming in are going to be able to get the latest in screeners and biomarker tests, so that we can understand not only their family history of cancer, but also their exposure history of cancer. And for us, this is kind of the next journey in which we're thinking about not only the invisible wounds, but we're thinking about exposures, exposures to toxins, exposures to infectious diseases, and thinking about how we can impact the health span of these men and women, so that not only we're getting them across the line in terms of their overcoming their mental health challenges, but also thinking about their overall well-being and how they go forward. So we're starting in cancer. We're going to be doing some interesting work in cardiology, and so for us, it's really sort of the next level, and that embodies home base. You know, we are blessed to have the assets of Mass General Brigham and the great doctors there. but we're also very nimble. And so when we see a problem, we can go after it, and we can have that national impact because we have people coming to us from across the country.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. So you're meeting people where they are, but also just trying to be visionaries to what things that you don't know yet, but you're still trying to be impactful for those.
Right.
That's amazing.
The other thing I'll add is, and this run is really the inspiration behind it. When we started treating our special operators, our Navy SEAL colleagues actually reached out to some of our colleagues in the special operations community in Great Britain. And so we've begun to see a few of our allied country veterans, and as a result of that, our cousins from across the pond, the Liverpool Football Club, have decided that they are going to put on their first run to Anfield on September 8th of this year. And they're doing that to support their veterans, and it's in partnership with Home Base. And so we've got a couple folks over from Liverpool with us here at the run this morning. And so we're super excited to be able to take our learnings and be able to provide that healing to our allied veterans as well.
That's amazing. We love that. We're also friends of Liverpool, which you probably know.
Yes.
And I guess how can you share with the folks how they can get involved if they choose to help?
Yeah, so, Home Base, we can't do what we do without the help of a Grateful Nation. 80% of our budget comes from people, who just care about our veterans and family members, and they donate. They donate through the run, or they can donate through a number of other means. So if you go to www.homebase.org or Run to Home Base if you want to run in 2025, it really is a Grateful Nation that has been able to provide this life-saving care all at no cost, and there's a multitude of ways that you can support us through financial support or volunteer ways as well.
Yeah, that's great. And we do have a link in the comments. Should you desire to help the cause, by all means, there's a link in the comments to be able to make a donation. And just last question, why is it so special to have this run at Fenway Park, and why is it special to the Home Base organization?
Yeah, I'm eternally grateful to Tom Warner and the Boston Red Sox for coming up with this idea and recognizing that our men and women serve this country selflessly, and when they come home, at times they need our help. They need to heal, and yet until Home Base was started by the Red Sox, nothing like this existed in the United States. And you think about that government does have a responsibility to take care of our veterans and families, but they can't do it alone. And the private sector was absent. And between the Red Sox and Mass General, they recognize that there's a duty and a responsibility to get involved with that care. And as a result of that, we've cared for over 35,000 folks, and we've saved thousands of lives. And we're not done. I mean, I think one of the challenges that the stark realities is that in might be 5 years, might be 10 years, we hope it never happens, but our country might be at war sometime soon. And we can't forget what we've achieved here, so that we know that when they go to defend our freedoms, we're going to be there for them when they come back home. And so we've made some great advances, and we're not done. There's a lot of need out there, and I know that we have a Grateful Nation to be able to help continue the great work.
Yes, for sure. And I know we sort of touched upon it earlier, but last year's run raised over $3 million. This year's run is on track to exceed that. And the other thing to point out, I wanted to make sure that we reiterated that over 35,000 veterans have been served to date by the Home Base organization. So just wanted to thank you and the organization for all that you do to make sure that you're honoring our service members, and continue to do in the future. So thanks so much for sharing again. There should be a link in the comments to donate. So please do.
Great. Well, thanks to Wasabi and NESN, the Red Sox, and just the thousands of people come out to support a vitally important mission.
Absolutely. Our pleasure to help. And
Okay.
Congratulations on a great day.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we will turn we'll welcome a good friend of Wasabi and a familiar face to this studio. Our good friend, Mr. Tom Caron. I do feel like this is the tail wagging the dog a little bit, me interviewing TC, but here he is, so welcome.
You're taking my job.
I am not
That's fine.
taking your job at all. So Tom, you all probably know, but Tom joined NESN in 1995. He's been the voice of the Red Sox pre- and post-game show. This is his one of his homes away from home. He's been with NESN for more than 20 years. He does the play-by-play of the Bean Pot. And he's also been named New England's favorite local TV sports personality many, many times. And he likes to do the charity and philanthropic work as well. So welcome, friend.
Thank you, Janice.
Good to have you here. So, yeah, you're like, I don't have my papers and I don't have my pens.
But thank you for letting me be on my side of the desk.
But you have if you want a highlighter, would you like a pen and paper as well?
Fine.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Something to tap.
All right, here, yeah. Just
audio people don't like it when you tap.
No, actually, before we were
thumbs down.
we were putting the mics down, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's really
the other one I used to do, like during commercials, is you click near the microphone. I really hate that.
Oh.
I didn't do it on purpose. It was just a nervous twitch.
Good to know. So
you young broadcasters, don't click.
So when I come steal your job,
when you steal my job for good, don't click.
Okay, fair enough. All right. Well, as the voice and the face of the Boston Red Sox and NESN Broadcasting, can you tell us why you enjoy participating in efforts like the Run to Home Base and why supporting the Red Sox Foundation just is so meaningful to you?
Yeah, absolutely. First, the Red Sox Foundation, they've just done such amazing work. You know, I love that Tom Warner and John Henry, when they came in and took over this team back in 2002, they not only had plans for the ballpark and to try to create a championship team, but they also realized what this franchise can do in the community. And they just a couple of weeks ago, they were out on the West Coast. The ESPN ESPY Awards gave them honored them for their philanthropic work. So I love that they have specific pillars. The Jimmy Fund obviously being one of them. The Dimmick Center in town. The baseball in the inner city, the RBI program, reviving baseball in the inner city, and the home base program, which I love the home base program because it was such a specific need. Tom Warner, when the Red Sox won the World Series in 2004 and then again in 2007, they go to Washington and go to the White House. And so they went to the Walter Reed Medical Center, and that's where it all began. People were coming over, a lot of Boston fans, a lot of Red Sox fans were coming over and talking. They got talking and learning about these invisible wounds of war. So if you dial it back, when this all began in 2008, 2009, it began with a commercial. There was no run yet, but the home base, it was simply to try to convince these warriors, these men and women who serve and never ask for help, that it was okay to ask for help. And it was Tim Wakefield, who was still pitching for the Red Sox, who did that first commercial, and he was the perfect guy for it, right? He's a New England icon and a great pitcher and a Red Sox Hall of Famer. And it was him saying, it's okay to ask for help. And that became this. Year 2, I came and ran this. I've run it every year, slower every year, but I've done it every year since. And it's just, you feel it, Janice, you're here. And Wasabi's such a big part of this that, you feel the spirit of the thing, the power of the thing. How many people are running in honor of somebody who's not here? People who are running here because they were literally saved by the home base program. So I always say, you come to it once, you will come back every year.
I agree 100%. And you mentioned your longtime broadcast partner, Tim Wakefield. Unfortunately, he and his wife, Stacy, both passed last year. I actually remember standing there last year and watching him congratulate every single person as they came through. So, and I noticed that everyone's got the 49s on their shirt, which just warms my heart that we are remembering Tim Wakefield and all the work he did. But what do you think that he and Stacy's legacy looks like from all the work that they've done with the home base organization, but also with the larger Red Sox Foundation?
Yeah, he was the honorary chairman of the Jimmy Fund. He was the captain of the Jimmy Fund team when he was playing. He won the Roberto Clemente Award, which is given out for community impact, Major League Baseball, and it's a guy who won 2 World Series. He said that was the most important thing I ever did in baseball. So it tells you everything about the guy. I actually got to cross home plate with Brianna, Tim and Stacy's daughter, who will be a freshman at Boston College.
Did that today?
Yeah, she did the 5K.
Good for her.
I did the 9K, and I was coming back in, and I saw her, so we were talking. So we went crossed home plate together, and she's amazing. I mean, you talk about the legacy. Let's start there. She's an amazing. I mean, she came up the Celtics in their final game of the finals when they won. They honored the Wakefields at halftime, the Heroes Among Us, which is a great thing they do. and Brianna was there to accept the award. The next day, she called Lisa Sherber at the Jimmy Fund and said, "Hey, I'm in town. Can I come by and visit with some kids like my parents used to do?" I mean, how amazing is that for an 18-year-old woman to be thinking about others after everything she's been through? So she will carry on their legacy beautifully. Trevor, their son, will do the same. And in the community, I mean, there's just, you hear it this whole year. I was at an event in Maine, a golf tournament, which raised money for the Dempsey Cancer Center and the Barbara Bush Children's Hospital up there. And they had 49 on the side because Tim and Kevin Millar were the two guys who really helped get that event off the ground. So their impact in the community here and in Southwest Florida, where he's from, actually Southeast Florida, Melbourne, will continue for years and years and years. I love that the Red Sox are playing with the 49.
Yes.
I love that we ran
Yes.
with the 49 today.
Yeah.
It's all beautiful.
No, it is absolutely amazing, and I'm thrilled that we all remember it as it should be. So you're lucky you got the night off tonight. You don't have to call the Yankees Red Sox
We had a
game.
doubleheader last year.
I know.
Do you remember that? It
do.
got rained out. We were here
I do.
Friday. I forgot. Eric was telling me the rain came in and we never finished the game. So we had to come the next day. I think we finished that game is what we did. And then played the whole game. And I was here at 6 a.m.
Right, and then you had to
did the run, and then had to do both games.
Both
here.
games.
I was
Yeah.
toast.
Yeah.
By the end. So this is great.
Yeah.
This
so
is
you,
great. Gonna go see some music, live music tonight.
Beautiful.
And Kelly and I are just gonna relax. I'm gonna cramp up, and no one will be here to see it.
No one will be here to see it.
Perfect. Yeah.
But well, that's great. Well, I'm glad that you have the night off today and tomorrow as well. I
And
think
tomorrow we
that's
got the weekend
amazing.
off, and I'm just back from vacation. This is great.
Perfect.
Hardly
So
working.
yeah, excellent.
But it's Red Sox good win last night, and we got the trade deadline coming up, and then a road trip. So it's been fun. Last night was a sellout crowd, and it was crazy here last night. So it was really fun to see. And by the way, I don't know if you caught it. Alex Cora ran this thing.
I
today.
saw that. I
Yeah,
saw him on
the whole
Jumbo
9K.
train. Oh, he ran the 9K.
long one like me, faster than me. Pete Fatsy is hitting coach. Like a whole bunch of the coaches and players' wives were all here this morning. About 20 of them ran the thing, which
That's
is
amazing.
awesome.
Actually, it was funny because I saw a clip. Like they had him on the jumbotron, but he was standing in front of the Green Monster, and I'm like, this guy's a really good guy because he's waiting in line. Like, how many times has this man crossed home base in his tenure with the Red Sox?
He's waiting in line
but
with
he's
everybody
waiting
else.
in line with
I
everybody.
didn't wait in line. I went inside the ropes and cut around some people.
You're like,
I knew I had to get up here for the Wasabi live stream. So I said,
Absolutely.
okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you so much for
You're
joining.
really good at this.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm a little upset. It's not supposed to be that easy.
Well, trust me. Trust me. This was not.
That's always
easy.
tell people the big secret is it's really not that hard. Don't tell anybody. Thanks for doing this.
Appreciate you.
Thanks you for your support. Wasabi's been an incredible partner for NESN, obviously, but you guys are always there when there's a need, and this is a great need. So thank you for that.
Well, thank you for thanking us, and we're proud to and like I said, I think I can speak for all of us that are in this room at how much we love this event. And you're right, you do it once, and then you're part of it forever and ever.
The one thing I missed, we were talking about this earlier, Mike Welts not sitting in the front row making faces at me during the ceremony. Usually he was sitting in like the third row, just in my visions, trying to knock me off my game. But,
yeah, well,
next year. He'll be back
you're a
next year.
professional, so he couldn't
That's
do
right.
it.
Well,
So
now you know. Maybe you'll MC the thing next year.
I don't know, probably not, but
Okay.
thanks anyway.
Thank you. Thanks, Janice.
Great to see you.
I'm sweaty. No hugs.
No, it's all
Gross.
good. It's all good.
Are you staying on? Do I just walk
I am
off?
staying on. You just walk
it's like
off.
the Jimmy Fallon. You're like
yeah,
Jimmy
like,
Fallon. You just
drop the mic.
kick me off.
Just don't
Okay.
banging on the thing. Please.
Yeah, well,
Thank
the
you.
audio. I've already been yelled at once for clicking. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. So speaking of Mike Welts, we actually have the pleasure of having his daughter join us today, Brittany Welts, and her coworker, Mike King. So they're going to come up and join me here. So just giving us a minute. So Brittany, let me get my papers right here, Brittany and Mike. Mike, nice to meet you. Ooh. A lot of. All right. Yeah, it's like a real thing. Can you hear me? And I'm loud. I'm sorry. Hi.
Sorry.
All right. All All right, we just have one more set of headphones, but while we're getting all teed up here, would like to just tell you a little bit about Brittany and about Mike and about the organizations that they are representing today and belong to. So welcome to both of you. Thank you for your service.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for running,
Thank you.
which is better than me. I probably couldn't run to the concession stand if I had to. So Brittany and Mike both work for. You want to say it because
United Veteran Benefits Agency.
Thank you. And they're also supporting the Combat
Veterans Motorcycle Association.
Okay, it was much better that you said it than I did. Mike, why don't you start? And maybe you can just tell us a little bit about the company that you work
Okay.
for, the company, and then maybe you can share the nonprofit piece.
Sure thing.
So,
Okay, so United Veteran Benefits Agency, we're based out of Central Missouri, and we essentially perform high-level claims work, VA disability claims for folks who are having trouble getting where they need to go. They may have used plenty of other services, and we just really specialize. We've got a lot of folks who have very intimate knowledge of the VA claims process, and we've had great success in helping people get the disability benefits that they deserve.
which is great. I was saying to Brittany the other day, I wish there was an organization like you that can help regular people with the insurance companies, because it's not for the faint of heart. So much like home-based organization, I feel like your company is also doing some of God's work. So
We are definitely changing lives for the better and helping people quite a bit. Not a day passes where somebody's not just calling and freaking out because they got money in the bank they weren't expecting, but then in tears when they realize what it means, because it does really have a huge impact on veterans' lives.
that's amazing. And Brittany, maybe you can speak to the nonprofit that so you both belong to both the company and the organization.
Yes.
So maybe you can speak to the Motorcycle Association.
Absolutely. So I'm actually the New Hampshire Public Relations Officer for Combat Veterans Motorcycle Association. We're a national nonprofit. That's actually how I met Mr. Mike King over here. He's out of the Massachusetts chapter, but basically we're just a group of veterans, combat veterans that have like-minded individuals that want to ride motorcycles, and our slogan is Vets Helping Vets. What we do is help each other. We're all veterans, so we're here to help each other, and we're also here to help our communities. We raise money for our communities by riding miles on our bikes, putting on charity events, and things like that. So
This is incredible. And Brittany, I know this is like the third or fourth time that you have run, and we were speaking earlier about yesterday they had a live stream, and this year the Run to Home Base is honoring women service members and things like that. As somebody who's been an active participant in this event, and as a female veteran, what does it mean to you to know that the women service members are of special note and honor this year?
it's fantastic. I definitely got emotional when a few of the women were speaking just about going through the program and not feeling alone. Because there is such a small women population in the military, a lot of times we might not have the same experiences. We might have PTSD for different reasons, things like that. So it is nice being able to find people and not feel alone, and for them to be honoring female women veterans this year is fantastic.
That's amazing. Yeah, agree. So Mike, just speaking a little bit more to your company, United Veteran Benefits. I was like, veteran benefits, veteran. I was having a hard time earlier, to be honest. But maybe you can sort of share a little bit. Well, maybe we can try to put something in our comments in the post. But just how can people find you? How can people use your services,
Okay.
your super valuable services?
So essentially, if you're interested, the easiest way is to go to united-veteran.com. A simple Google search for United Veteran or United Veteran Benefits Agency will pop us up, and you'll find us that way. If you happen to be connected with Brittany or I in some way, reach out to us, and we can definitely get you in contact. So that's really the easiest way. As with anything, I would always do the research just to make sure we're a good fit for what you're looking for, and we're happy to help. And at the bare minimum, what you'll be able to get if you've been struggling with the VA claims process, you'll get answers as to why things are not working, and that's a bare minimum. You'll get that. And sometimes you can't make it work. If the things aren't there, they aren't there. But if they haven't been there and you have them, we can help you make things happen.
No, that's huge because it's kind of like, okay, so now we've got home-based organization helping out with the invisible wounds of
Hmm.
war, and then there are other resources, which is why we try to do live streams like this because we are passionate to support, veterans and all of these organizations. So it's really critical to get out your services because there are
Absolutely.
people that are out there that are like very frustrated with their
Absolutely.
insurance situation. So now it's like, okay, now you have a vehicle to
Hmm.
get the help that you need. Mike, is this the first time that you?
This is my first run to home base.
So share your experience.
So this has been great. A lot of times the question is asked, why did you run? Who are you running in honor of? And I had 21 years in the Army on active duty. I retired in Western Mass, so I live in the Berkshires. I love it out there. And a lot of times people get stuck on, and I'm not slighting anybody by any means, on people that have not come home or they've lost their lives due to the invisible wounds of war and stuff. And I try to put a little twist on that. While I do honor anybody that in my own circle, I want to do things like this for people who are still fighting a good fight. So Brittany reached out to me about it, and I walked 2/3 today and ran a third with Brittany, but I ran today for two people. One for Brittany because she's an amazing human being. You will be hard pressed to find another veteran who cares as much as she does about our community of veterans and people outside the veteran community. It's not just veterans. And two, for a friend of mine, Eli, who went through the program a few years ago, and he will be the first one to say that it saved his life. So absolutely doing things for people who are still here, still fighting the fight. It's kind of like buying art from a living artist. They need the money, the dead ones don't. So same thing here. I want to make sure that I'm honoring anybody who I've served with or is out there that's able to, if we're struggling, let's struggle together. We got this.
Absolutely, because it definitely takes a village.
Absolutely.
So, and but before we let you guys enjoy the rest of your gorgeous Saturday here, do you want to share who you ran for, and any last thoughts about any of this stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. This is my fourth year doing the Run to Home Base, and the past 3 years I joined because my dad is involved with Wasabi. And the first year he said, hey, there's some veteran thing going on at Fenway like 3 days beforehand. Let's go do it. So then we ended up running a 5K. And but I was sitting there with my dad the first year listening to the ceremony, and he put his arm around me, and he could finally see kind of what I've been going through, and that that's part of my community, and for him to understand that. So that's why I kept coming back. But this past year, I lost the chaplain from my deployment, Chaplain John Peterson. So when that happened, he lost his battle to those invisible wounds, and that really gave me an extra push to be here and be there, like Mike said, for the people that are still fighting, and try to show people, we're not alone. We have so much support from veterans, non-veterans, and this is the great community to be a part of. So that's why I keep coming back.
That's beautiful. No, and to be honest with you, there's just nothing like the energy of this event. I did like it. Just if you don't walk away from today with like the warm fuzzies, then you need to, like, I don't know, check in with the Grinch and figure out how to multiply your heart
Right,
size.
right.
So, but yeah, it's a great event, and you guys are working for a great organization, and we're super happy to, again, share that information with folks that are watching. And I thank you so much for joining us and sharing stories today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much,
Absolutely.
and thank you for your
Absolutely.
support.
Yeah.
Wasabi's
you.
always been amazing. Well, obviously I'm going to say that, but you've all been amazing supporting the veteran community and
Yeah.
everything as well. So
It
we
is
appreciate you.
Our pleasure. Absolutely our
Awesome.
pleasure. So thanks so much,
Yeah,
guys.
thank
Thank you.
All right, enjoy the rest of your day, and again, thank you for your service, both of you. And our wrapping up our guests, we have two Wasabi team members they're my coworkers. So we've got Steve Ernst and Laura Zeiton coming on in, and so Steve, this is not Steve's first time on camera, but he was so great we had him back. And Laura, so Steve and Laura are both the co-captains of our team, the Wasabi Warriors. That's the name of our team. And they've worked really hard since the beginning of really the year to make sure that we got lots of people to run. Oh, we're getting a little assist. Lots of people to run, volunteers, and we've just been creative with being able to expand our team this year. And I think it speaks to, I want to sort of applaud, not sort of, I want to applaud Steve, because Steve is a huge advocate within our Wasabi company and community, with making sure that we are doing everything that we ought to be doing to support our veterans. So thank you for that, and thank you for your service. Steve is a principal software engineer on our team at Wasabi, and is a U.S. Air Force First Lieutenant retired. And he actually recently completed his 1,000th skydive, and you're a skydive coach instructor, and you teach skydiving and formations. Bless your sweet heart. I don't think I could jump from 2 stairs down to the floor. So that's how I relax. Yeah. Well, so I asked Steve earlier how his run was, and he was like, "It was amazing." Wink.
Yes, it was amazing, and I put in a little extra effort this year to prepare for it because I ran it last year for the first time. And after running it this year, I figured out there's 2 things left I can fix, age or weight, and only one of them I can fix, so I'll work on it.
Hey, you did it. You ran further than I did, so, which is 0. So, well done. How cool is it that we get to do this here at Fenway Park?
Well, for me, it's amazing. I grew up in Arlington, just down the street, and would come to Fenway as a kid, and it's just always been the same and always been great coming here and seeing people and the community get together.
Yeah. And loop Laura in here a little bit too. Laura is a commercial account executive with Wasabi, again, our team captain this year. She's been with Wasabi for 4 years. So if you need to get some data, cloud data, then I will refer you to Laura Zaitin. Little Wasabi plug here. So how was your morning? How was your run?
I love this event. This is, I think, our 3rd year that we participated. It's always warm in July, but it's really inspiring to hear the stories about what Home Base is doing to support our veterans, and it's really amazing to see how many people come out for it.
Yeah, no, it absolutely is. I know Laura is always just a general cheerleader in general at Wasabi. So if you ever are having a down day, Laura is your go-to person. So Steve, why is this run to Home Base just so special to you personally?
Yeah, to me personally, I'm a disabled vet. I got physically injured in an aircraft accident, and you find in the world here that physical health is easier to work with. The medical health, and specifically medical issues for military people, it's a very focused thing, and this is something that focuses on that and helps those kinds of people, the people with those kinds of problems.
Yeah.
So it's an amazing thing that's been going on for 15 years.
Absolutely. No, maybe you can share with us, did you run in honor of someone particular today?
So there's an individual that I went to school with that got killed by an IED out in Iraq. But there's many people I know, and as mentioned before, it's the people that are around now that we need to put time and effort into. The ones that have passed, it's very sad, but there's not much more we can do for them. The ones that are here, we need to do more for.
Yeah, agree. And between all of the resources that we've sort of laid out today, between the Home Base organization itself, and then I'm going to say it wrong again, United Veteran Benefits Agency. Beautiful. It's veteran benefit is like, it's hard. So with all these resources, we're just going to try to continue to help and push out the message. Laura, you also help Wasabi participate in several of our corporate social responsibility efforts. So we like to be good corporate citizens and do nice things and right things for our community. I know you participated in STEM Day, and then obviously this is your 3rd time doing this. So maybe talk to us about why you enjoy and why you find meaningfulness in the corporate social responsibility efforts that we undertake.
I feel like I could take a long time to answer that question.
You can take as long
because
as
it
you'd
really,
like.
I'm grateful that we have the opportunity to do things that help the community. I'm grateful that we've been doing these activities and being stewards of these efforts for our community and abroad. I'm grateful for partners like Home Base and Fenway that we can help really continue to help those that have helped us and be a part of that, and just really having an impact on our community. And to be a part of that is really something I'm grateful for.
And you're a great evangelist with this kind of stuff too, because both of you are really. Is like, you know what? Once you start to volunteer for something, it's like then you realize it's a fun day. It's a fun thing. Like, yes, we're doing meaningful. We're spending meaningful time, but it's also a good day, and it's a fun day, and you get to spend really good time with your coworkers. So
Absolutely, yeah.
yeah. I see you have something that you'd like to share.
Just reminders.
Oh, no, if there's something, by all means, because I want to make sure that any message that you find to be important, we all do. So
Right. Yeah. So in what I've heard for the theme all day has been togetherness, and it's interesting because one of Wasabi's core values is togetherness, and people working together. We learn a lot of that in the military, and we need to do that. And out in the field, we need to cover each other and protect each other and help each other in order to get the job done and to survive it. So togetherness in this whole country has been lax, and we're getting more and more together with it. Our company has been very supportive of veterans. I come in, we have about 6 veterans. We get to go to Military Appreciation Night at the Bruins. We support this event. We've been given dinners for special events like Veterans Day and such. So the company's very much into it, and all the people I work with are very positive and always thanking our veterans for what they've done.
that's the right thing to do. So any last thoughts from either one of you?
I am thrilled that this event went so well today. Thanks again for the opportunity to be a part of it. I love all that we get to do within the community, and I hope we can continue to give back in those ways. And thank you as well for your service. Those were some really meaningful stories today that I appreciate.
Thank you. You're welcome. And I would do it all again.
Well, we're just going to wrap up. You guys stay right there. We're the triumvirate of Wasabi folks here. So wanted to just say thank you so much for joining us here at this live stream. Want to extend a special thank you to Mike Allard from the Home Base organization, Tom Caron from NESN, Brittany and Mike from the United Veterans Benefits Agency. Woo! And of course, Laura and Steve from Wasabi. Thanks to our friends at NESN and my dear friend Sean in the Wasabi crew here for helping to bring today's event to life. And the last, I'll leave you with this. We did put in the comments the link to the Run to Home Base and any kind of fundraising. So if this at all has spoken to you, please consider donating to the Run to Home Base organization because the impact is felt far and wide. And in my opinion, I think it just needs to continue to grow. So please consider again donating, and thanks so much for joining us, and have a great Saturday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.